Hello everyone! Today we are going to show you how to make a Flutter application to convert Roman Roman numbers into integers. Okay, first of all, let's see how it's working. Clicking here and write the Roman integer d. Okay, look, here's the result. IV, which mostly all of you know is equal to 4. Great, that's very great. Okay, so let's see now how all of this is done. First of all, we need to know how Roman integer is converted, how Roman numbers is converted into integers. But before that, we are going today to learn how to convert Roman numbers to integers, okay, and we will show you the conversion function, okay, we have used. And today we are going also to learn the difference between get.put and get.lazyput, okay. The Roman numbers, they are represented by capital letters, which are M, D, C, L, X, V, I. Okay, and each one of them is evaluated as a number. M is equal to 1000, D is equal to 500, C is 100, L 50, X is 10, V is 5, I is 1. Okay, so now we are going to learn how to analyze uh, how can we convert this number like MDIV into integer. So as we know that M is 1000, D is 500, I is 1, V is 5. The mechanism of the Roman numbers to be converted to integers, if if we have a letter that has a smaller integer than the next letter, like I and V, we subtract them together, like that. I is 1, V is 5. Okay, so I is 1, V is 5. So we can't write 1 plus 5 equals 6. No, we can't write this. It is not like VI. VI is equal to 6 because V is 5 and I is 1, and they are in ascending order, is in descending order, sorry, as you see. So 5 plus 1 is equal to 6. So what if we have 1 before 5, which is I before V? So we subtract them. So it will be 5 minus 1 will be 4. So that's why the result is 4. Okay, so that's the mechanism of the Roman numbers. Okay, so right now we are going to show you how could we make variables that holds the values and see how it was done. First of all, we converted the, okay, just for a second. Okay, so my analysis, I used the, the string variable and I used it as a list of characters, as you see. Okay, so this is my list which holds the values of these letters, okay, which is 1500 and 1 and 5. Great. So then I subtracted the two consecutive integers which are in ascending order like that. So I subtracted them together and then deleted them, and then the result was placed instead of them, like this, as you see. Great, that's very good. So, and at the end, we added the three, or yeah, the remaining integers, we added them together like that. So this is our answer. Great. So let's move on to our application. Now I will show you the conversion function first, and then we will go to the structure of the architecture of the application. This is our GetX controller, which is called home controller. Okay, so in this function, before this function, I initialized a list. I called it a variable start list, which will hold the integers inside it, and of course it will be blank list at the beginning. And then in this function, sorry, and then in this function, first of all, we will initialize the for loop. In this for loop, in this reverse, in this function, we will have a string, a variable from a string that will be written inside the text field, like here, okay, what was written here, and it will take the first letter, like M or D or C, whatever, okay, and it will be added inside the list, which is the start list, but with its value, not the letter itself, okay, and so on till the end of the string that was written inside the text field, okay. So our start list, it will be like that. When you add when you write like this mdiv, first it will be added 1000, and then the addition, when you used a list.add function, the add function, it adds the second number to the second list. So this one is 0, and this one is value 1, and so until the end of the list. Great. Okay. So now our start list is now full of the values of the letters. Okay. So next thing, after this for loop was ended, we used another for loop, which is talking about the mechanism of the Roman numbers. As I showed you, here here we will have the list of the numbers, and if we found that we have an element which is less than the next element, both of them will be subtracted together and they are placed by the result here like that. So this is our for loop, you see, like this. So here, if start list I was less than start list I plus 1, the next element, so both of them will be subtracted together, and then the start list I will be placed by the new value, okay? So, and then we will remove the next element, and that's it, okay? And here another function that will hold the sum of the values of the new start list. Okay, so this is our function in how to convert the Roman numbers into integers. That's very good. By the way, there is a big surprise at the end of the video. Okay, we will tell you about at the end of the video. So now we have really great achievement of how to convert the Roman numbers into integers. Okay, great, that's very good. Now let's move on to the next thing, which is let's show you the main difference between get.put and get.lazyput. If we talk about the structure of the program, if we talk about the structure of the program, we have a home screen class which was initialized at the main screen, and then it will navigate us to two screens. One of them is ROI screen that will hold the text field, and inside it there was the conversion of the Roman number into integers. And another screen which is called second screen, which is useless screen. This screen just we will teach you about it, how to convert, how to use the getX controller, and how to use the get.put and get.lazyput. Okay, let's move on to the structure of the program. In the main screen, here we have in the main screen, we have initialized the get material app, and inside it, we use the parameter get pages, okay, which is about a list of get page classes, okay, like this, a list of get page classes that will hold the name, which is in a string, okay, and the page, which is our screens, like the ROI screen or the second screen. Okay, and this is our initial routes, okay, which will be the home screen itself. Okay, this is our home screen. Okay, so we have two buttons. Okay, the first one is the elevated button that will navigate us to the second screen. Okay, so let's see our second screen. It will hold nothing, just it will hold controller dot the results, okay, variable, the results function inside the getX controller. Okay, this one. Great, that's very good. Okay, let's now move to ROI screen. First, in ROI screen, we have a binding class. Binding is just, as you see, it is just, let's see, our binding. Uh, uh, that's it. Binding is it just extends. It's a class bindings. Okay. So if you want to write anything inside the binding property, so you have to write a class that extends the binding class as we showed you, like this. This is our binding class. Inside the binding class, it's bindings is an abstract class that has some that has an abstract function which is dependencies. Okay, so we have to use this function. Okay, and it is obligatory, you have to use it. Okay, so inside it we will write the function of lazy put. Okay, lazy put, it calls the controller that extends the getX controller, which is the home controller. Look, extends the getX controller. Okay, so what is the main difference between get.lazyput and get.put? Get.lazyput is just initialize the controller once when it was called only. Okay, so let's start the program. So now we are in the main screen. Okay, so here our ROI screen, it's binded by the home controller, okay, and it's binded by get.lazyput. Okay, so let's watch the console when I click on the ROI screen. Look, so now home controller is created and initialized. Okay, let's move back to the home screen again and see what will happen. So the home controller was on delete. Okay, so what does that mean? First of all, let's see what here in our get.lazyput. In our get.lazyput, we have a parameter that is called Phoenix. Okay, Phoenix guarantees that the controller is not deleted from memory, but the values of its variables will be reset once again. So that is the point. Okay, so we here in the second screen, it will hold the value of the controller dot results. Okay, so here when we move to the second screen, we will find it's 0. Okay, and we, as you see, that home controller is created again. Okay, let's start our program again from the beginning and see something is very, very important. Before I go to the ROI screen, which will initialize our home controller, I will go to the second. I will go to the second screen that it doesn't initialize the home controller. Look, wait. Oh, there is nothing because the home controller was not initialized. Okay. Oh, look, I will move here. Nothing. There is an error. Okay, let's start from the beginning. So Phoenix, it guarantees that the home controller will not be deleted from memory, but doesn't guarantee the value will be it will not be reset. No, it will be reset. Look, now the result is 1200. Let's go to the second screen. Oh, it is 0. So Phoenix doesn't guarantee the values of the variable. Okay, so the Phoenix, it's a Boolean. Let's make it false. Okay, and see what will happen. So ROI screen. Okay, we will write anything. CX 90. Okay, let's go back. So you see here what it was written. Oh, the home controller was deleted from memory. Why? Because the Phoenix is false. Okay, let's move on to the second screen. There is nothing. Because why? Because it was deleted from memory, the home controller. Okay, so that is the main use of the Phoenix. Okay, okay. There's another thing. So the second class, which calls the home controller, the home controller is not initialized here. So how can I call the variables inside the GetX controller? Through the get builder. The get builder, it is a class that calls the variables from the getX controller to be used the inside the widget that it was called in. Okay, we have more than one thing to use the controller. First of all, inside the builder, it's a function that returns a widget, okay, and it receives a controller, okay. So because I called home controller, it is the same as I use the home controller as a generic inside the get builder. Look, I will use it here. The result would be the same. It will be the same as I wrote here home controller, but without home controller generic, so doesn't know what is result related to. It doesn't know. So you have two things to do. First one is to declare the controller as a home controller, which extends the getX controller that you will call, or to write it as a generic inside the get builder. Okay. Okay. Is there any other thing? Yes, we can do. Doesn't know what results is. So we will try to find the controller like this. Get find and controller dot results, as you see. Sorry. Okay. So it will give you the same. Will give you the same results. But there is something you have to know. Get.find, it doesn't work, or home controller here, or home controller here, which extends the getX controller. It doesn't work until the home controller was initialized first through the get.lazyput or get.put. So get.lazyput is just initialized inside the class that calls it only, okay, and it will be deleted from memory if the phenix is false, and it will not delete it from memory, but it will reset the values of its variables if the phenix is true. Okay, so how about the get.put? Okay, let's try it. Yeah. Okay, let's write here the dependency. Okay, okay, let's start from the beginning. So as you see, the home controller is not yet initialized. Okay, so I will go to ROI screen and write whatever I want. Any. Okay, so I will go back. What will happen? So it will be deleted from memory. See? Oh, there's nothing. Okay. So what if I wanted to, because get.put is inside the ROI screen. That's the main point. The ROI screen, it has the get.put. Okay, so when I go back, that it will be deleted from memory. Okay, okay. So what if I want to use the variables inside it, inside any other screen like the second screen? So what can I do? Okay, let's move. Let's go back again. I will use this variable which is permanent. Okay, what will happen? Okay, ROI screen again. Okay, I would write anything, any. Go back. So you see, now it's marked as permanent. Okay, so it will not be deleted from memory. Let's go to second screen. Ouch, there is something wrong. Okay, so there is something wrong here. So I can't use get.put here inside any other screen. So what will happen if I used this one inside the main screen, the home screen? Okay, I will delete the binding here. Okay, so let's move on. Now, you see, home controller is created once the program was launched, you see. So, okay, it's 20. Look here in the second. Oh, there's something that is wrong. Oh, there is something wrong. It must show. Aha, because we forgot something. Oh, the thing that I need to talk about, which is the initialize of the controller, the second screen. Uh, See what will happen? Okay, it will be 90, and it will be 90. So that's the point. Okay, so as you see, this is the main difference between get.put and get.lazyput. Okay, look, we'll try another thing. Okay, I will delete again. the get.put from here from the home screen, and I will make it return back here. Okay. Let's see now what will happen. And as you see, the second screen, the get builder on the second screen, it will initialize the home controller. Okay. Look, now ROI screen, it will call the home controller. Okay. I will go back. You see, so because of the permanent is true, we will use the variable which with its new value again. Okay, so how can the values of the variables are not deleted? Okay, because the ROI and the getX controller, every variable which was updated, we write the update function that makes anything updated inside the variable to be in the memory. Okay, so that's the main use of the update function. Okay, at the end of the video, now we have reached the end of the video. The second video will be about a program that will extract words from one word. What if I said the word recommend? Okay, so we will extract the word come, me, and do, and many others. We will make a program that will receive or will be input a word, and this word will be extracted other words from it. Okay, so it will be tough, just like a tough program, but it will be made soon as possible. Thank you for watching. Okay, and don't forget to subscribe to watch more videos about programs maybe you need in your